never the same.
It's so hard to tell because sometimes I don't know if it's like that me and you are delayed or that the computer delayed us. Because I like to think my timing's not that off, but evidently it could be.
I might just say regular girl hot tip. Renee is always the one that's delayed on this.
Actually, so because I've started taking guitar lessons, I realized my sense of timing is not great.
Well, that's why you got to go to
classes. It's very stressful.
I'm sure.
Well, I'm going to the class, and he's like, so what you should do is like download this metronome app. That you can like get your, and I'm like, that doesn't seem like fun to me, but I guess that's the thing I need to focus on.
I mean, hello, welcome to Regular Girls. Do you know anything about metronomes?
Metronome Pro, I believe is what the app is called. I've used it twice. I don't care. F it.
Well, welcome to Regular Girls.
I'm out of breath right now. Can we just tell you the ordeal that just happened to get this podcast up and running this week? I'm essentially in Mexico.
Yes.
I am in Hidalgo, Texas, which is a beautiful, adorable town. I caught the most beautiful sunset today on my way here. But then it's just like all odds have been stacked against me to get this podcast up and running. I had to find Wi-Fi. I had to find a quiet place. I had to find phone chargers. I've been running around. But you do what you got to do for the people.
You need to explain where you are right now. Yeah. Renee was like, I'm determined to get this done today. She's in the back seat of her own car using her phone. And we are recording this. And I'm at home.
I'm using Skype on my phone.
You still look better than me, which is just really insulting, I think. I'm at home. I have every, creature comfort available. This is unfair.
It's not true. However, I do have an entire bag that's essentially a tickle trunk filled with magic and makeup and clothes. I'm in Texas. We had a pay-per-view this week, and now today is my off day, which is why I thought it would be great for us to do the podcast today.
It's great.
Just, why not? Just have a little Regular Girls update, get the party started, keep the train rolling.
And I'm excited. I mean, there's a lot of updates. We both got our hair done. Both,
we did.
Right? Yes, we both. We're going to
We both got our hair done.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Tell us about your hair situation.
Well, okay, so I usually just do the same red. I've done the same red for years and years, and I was convinced by my stylist to go lighter. She was calling it a blonge, which I was like, okay.
Blonge.
A blonge.
These names. They come up with all these names of like blonde and like ombre BS. Come on, get real. Stop trying to sell me on these goddamn names.
So I was like, okay, like maybe blondie, like a blonde might be nice. I've never really been a lighter red. I've always been a darker red. So then she did that, and then long story short,
like an Amy Adams red.
Yes, like no, even lighter. So I was like, oh, I'll go nice and light, and it'll be like like kind of me at the end of summer. Kind of if I were to let my hair go. I'm like, okay, cool. So she cuts my hair. It takes so long. And then the cost was astronomical, beyond what she's ever charged me before. And I paid it because in those moments where you're like, oh my God,
what are you going to do?
Yeah. So, and of course the assistant is telling me how much it is. She's gone now. The hairstylist has left.
Oh my God.
So she makes me pay this. I start crying as I leave the salon. Bawling.
No.
Oh, bawling.
No. Because of what you had to pay or because of how your hair looked?
Because I couldn't even process what my hair looked like. I was bawling. I was crying at how much it cost. And then I sent this to you, but then I found a note on my car that says, if you could please park a little closer to one of the driveways, space would be left for additional parking. Thank you for your consideration. Your neighbor. And that was printed out, and then on the bottom she wrote, I live on the street and had to park on the next block. Thanks. That was left on my car.
Well, you know what? First of all, too damn bad. That happens when you live in LA or you live in New York and parking's tough. You don't always get a spot on your own damn street, sister. Move it along.
I think she's mad because she obviously has this copied and then personally wrote me a note. But I was bawling and got that, and I was like, I just gotta get out of here. And now my lights in my apartment are very yellow.
Screw her.
So
you can't complain about you.
I know. I know, but I've got short hair now.
You can't complain about street parking when you don't own a parking spot. You can't complain about street parking. It's for the people.
Absolutely, and also spoiler alert, neighbor. I just got my hair cut. I'm unsure about it. I'm in crisis. I can't handle this.
I'm vulnerable.
I was vulnerable.
So this is my question. Okay.
Yeah.
You will. I was trying to combine vulnerable with some other word, as in the bronze, but it was unsuccessful.
Okay.
But okay, I got my hair done this week as well. I got it colored and cut, and also paid an astronomical price for it. And
Yeah.
what happened to the days of like a $150 hair job, like $150? Down, you know what you're tipping, you know what you're getting into. I also get a little bit confused when something costs that much. Do you still tip like the 20? Do you tip at 20% on that? I don't know how it works. I'm confused on the tipping of these astronomical prices.
Me too.
For hair.
Me too. Like, and also now they're like, the assistant for me was like, how much are you tipping her? Like, I had to tell her the tip. Like, I didn't even have time to like do the math. And also I was so shocked by the price and embarrassed that I was like, I don't even know. And also I don't want to give additional money. I don't even want to give this money. Like, it was a problem.
Yeah. Like, that's what I kind of thought with mine too, because I left the tip and then was like, also I left the money for the tip, which was like, how much are you going to leave? And then followed up with well, what about for their assistant? I'm
what?
Like, what? Okay, yes. And what are you going to do? Especially like, here's the thing too. It's okay for me. In the salon that I went to, I know I'm going to pay a lot of money, but they do a great job and I love it, and it is what it is. And I've also gone to other places that I haven't paid as much for and my hair has not been as good. So this is a pill I'm willing to swallow. It's
sure. That's
fine.
But
like, because even so, the place I was going at before, I was like, you know what? Just take all my clothes and my cards and take everything I own to give me nice hair. I had gone to this other place that she was charging me a regular amount and then started charging me an ass amount. Like, what the hell? Where are these fees coming from?
See, I don't get that, because it's like, I mean, I think the most elaborate hair salon I've been to in Los Angeles, because I feel like it's LA too, because Toronto, I've had like the best hairstylist who was super open about her prices. She was like, if we're gonna do this, it's gonna be this. Like, it was the best. But now here, the most elaborate I've had is I paid, and then I had to pull money out to put it in like an artisanal envelope and give it to the hairstylist.
Oh, I've had to do that too.
It's like, so stupid.
It's the hidden fees. It's not that they're hidden. It's never pre-discussed. It's like
never.
Okay, so I'm going to be getting extensions in like a month and a half. And that fee was talked about, which is, it was totally laid out for me, and I was given the heads up on it.
So then why isn't it
an astronomical price? But whatever.
But if my stylist had sat me down and been like, we want to take you to this color, it's going to be this much, or we can stick with your regular thing and it'll be this much, I'd have been like, cool, and then make the choice. But it was not. And also she was like pretty adamant that I would get the like, because I was going lighter, that I would be a lot blonder. And she's like, well, it's a 2-step process. And I'm like, hi.
Oh my God.
Yes. So I'm reeling.
How long were you there for?
Dude, I was there for 4 hours on a Saturday.
Ugh.
Dude, I know. I was pissed. And then that leads into my other update of the week, which is, I'll post the photo on the website. People, just be nice, but I'm just going to give you my head reality. But but this led to my other update, which is Brendan felt bad for me. And also, we had like gotten like lame good news. So he got Andre and Halo Top.
Oh, I saw you guys cheering. Wait, what were you cheering?
Oh, I got an audition. It's now we'll see how it goes. I don't want to jinx it. Yeah, I got an audition, which is fun. So I was like, oh, this will be fun. I'll update you guys next week on how it goes. I'm already sweating talking about it, but
yay!
Yeah. But so we had some champagne and Halo Top. So I tried Halo Top. I had the cookies and cream. It had a weird tinge to it.
What do you mean? What was, like, an aspartame tinge or like okay?
It was like that Diet Coke kind of thing, and I think it might have just been the flavor, because I was researching it and people were like, some flavors are garbage, and I had cookies and cream. Have you had that?
So the first one that I had that to me knocked my socks off and it was great was strawberry. Classic strawberry ice cream. It was great.
Okay.
But then this week I also had Halo Top. Me and you were really on the same page this week.
We really were.
Yeah, then I also had Halo Top, but I did the oatmeal cookie. And also had a little bit of like it wasn't as good. Like I was okay. I'm used to eating garbage foods that I'm like, oh, it's lower calories, and I just trick myself into thinking it's fine.
Yeah.
But I did that, and I gave John a bite of it, and he's like, I'd rather just have regular ice cream. That doesn't really taste like ice cream to me.
So maybe with Halo Top, the simpler the better. I'm hearing birthday cake is really good.
I almost got birthday cake. That was the ones I was like debating between.
I'll try it this week. You try a different flavor. I'll try birthday cake. We'll report back. But I
also normally don't even go into Whole Foods, but it was like right across the street from the movie theater that I was at, so we went in there. But Whole Foods can also suck it.
Totally.
I'm so sick of Whole Foods. Good.
It's too much.
Oh my God. I went in there for lunch and it cost me $80. How's that possible?
Whole Foods is so stupid. I mean, I like a Trader Joe's and a Ralph's. I don't know if you have Ralph's in Vegas.
Oh my. We don't have Ralph's here, but I did shop in Ralph's when I lived in LA. Trader Joe's, though, what a bargain.
Yeah.
What good food.
Yeah.
And, like, they also provide you snacks when you show up. So
they do.
I'll take Trader Joe's any day. I love it.
Let me tell you, a regular girl hot tip. I had a Greek salad from Trader Joe's today. Delicious, and the calories weren't too crazy.
I'll do the arugula. It's like a chicken arugula with, like a, gosh.
I know exactly what you're talking about, and it's delicious.
It's awesome. It's like between 300 and 400 calories, and it's so good. Also, Trader Joe's sushi's not bad.
I have not tried that. I would be scared, but okay.
No, it's not bad. And they also have curry chicken salad that's the best.
It's really good. And now that I'm on my Fitness Pal, I'm learning a lot about that kind of stuff. Like I'm like, oh, this is a lot of protein, calories. Oh, interesting. So yeah,
sometimes it depends. If you want to turn a cheek to it, it's one thing. But if you're living the life where you need to look at shit, it can be a little bit of a jolt to the system.
Oh my God,
unfortunately.
Totally. But the salads aren't too bad. But
the salads are pretty good, and they actually have the you know what I like that they have there is the pre-riced cauliflower.
It's amazing. That's so good.
It's great.
Yeah,
I don't want to rice my own cauliflower. I got things to do.
Hell no. Do you steam it? Because oh, you should.
Are you supposed to?
Oh my God, you don't have to, but I started doing it. It's amazing. I take the riced cauliflower and I put it in a steamer for 1 to 2 minutes, and then I take like a paper towel, squeeze the water out, and it's amazing.
What do you do with it after? Do you just eat it?
I eat it
on its own.
Yeah, like a stir fry. Like I'll make like stir fry stuff, throw it in. It's delicious.
So I've tried to do that before, okay. So the first time I tried to do like the what do you call it? Like it's like fake fried rice or whatever.
Yeah.
It was not very good. It wasn't good, but I think that was like a me problem.
Okay.
But then when I bought the riced cauliflower, I bought that to make the cauliflower crust pizza.
So good.
And it was really good, but I didn't cook it long enough, so it didn't get crispy enough. But if I cooked it long enough, like all the flavors and everything were there, and it was really good. I highly recommend it.
I have to say, I purchased something at Ralph's this week. I have many updates that has changed my life. I bought a pizza crisper. Now, it's basically a pizza pan with holes in it. And I have been making homemade pizzas that, dare I say, challenge delivery. Like,
no.
Yes. And now I'm a pizza, like I used to eat pizza, like I eat pizza all the time. I love it. To the point where in Toronto, my Italian neighbors, who were dear friends of mine, would go, no, Stace.
Was this Vinny?
Vinny, but it was his cousins who lived in between good friend Vinny and us. His cousins lived in between us. They were amazing. But I would come home from Second City, obviously intoxicated 98% of the time, getting pizza. And they go, no, Stace, not another box. Think about your body, Stace. Come on. Just like respecting me and just wanting me to be better. So I ordered pizza a lot. So I got this pizza crisper from Ralph's. It looks like a pizza pan, but there's holes, and you think, oh, the dough will drop through. No, it does not. So I got the bag of dough. I put cornmeal on the bottom. Pizza sauce, buffalo mozzarella, basil. I mean, come on. It was so
what a difference maker basil is.
Oh my God.
Basil just makes Italian things taste Italian. It's the best.
Said the two whitest girls who obviously need a snack.
Also, here's another regular girl's hot tip. Don't get sushi in Hidalgo, Texas.
Oh,
don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it, man. I fell for it. It seemed like the right thing to do, and now I'm gonna have to eat blueberry almonds for the rest of the night.
Oh God,
It's no good. Okay, so here's the thing that I did this week.
Yes.
I had a bit of a fashion. I don't want to call it like a mix-up. It was a fashion endeavor.
I'm in.
We'll call it.
I'm in.
Where I wanted to try out this new thing of just, being cool and putting on a vintage T-shirt under a cool blazer.
A la
So
Chelsea
I wore, Handler. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, she does. She's actually been doing that a ton on her new show.
She made a point.
Where she wears like a cool.
Yeah.
She like wears like a cool T-shirt, and like I actually brought that for tomorrow too. I got this really cool like Michael Jackson T-shirt. I'm gonna put it into a pencil skirt and see where I end up.
You know what? Hello,
But-
we just have that's a massive fashion moment. I'm excited. I know I just said fashion moment, so I have to kill myself, but I love that look. I mean, I'm wearing a Sriracha T-shirt tucked into high-waisted jeans. Guys, this isn't the first time I've worn it. I'm into a novelty tee tucked in.
I love T-shirts.
Yeah.
T-shirts are one of the only things that I love to just spend my money on. I will spend money on any T-shirt that I deem worthy of it. I love T-shirts. I have so many of
But
them.
you looked great. I loved that T-shirt with the sequin jacket.
Yeah, so I did. It was a silver sequin blazer that I got from ASOS, and then I got this like vintage Stone Cold Steve Austin T-shirt to wear under it for the pay-per-view for Royal Rumble. I thought it was a really fun kind of like. I thought it was a fun look for a pay-per-view. Why not? Right?
What else are you supposed to do? Like, isn't it supposed to be like that?
I'm just a little over like some of these fancy clothes.
Oh, come on.
You
Yeah,
know, like
totally.
I just feel like I've been down that road. I've seen them all. I'm ready to mix it up with some other cool shit, especially because I'm behind a desk all
then
day.
Who cares?
And if I'm putting on a fancy outfit, you're only going to see the top part of it anyways. I might as well put on a cool T-shirt and, have a beer.
Loose shirt, glitter. I'm in. Where do I sign up?
Yes,
Absolutely.
I love it.
Oh my God. Please.
Okay, should we get into the theme of today's episode?
Yes, I am.
Or this week's episode?
Yes, I am so excited by this topic. People have been asking. We've been wanting to do this too. We're talking about ghosts and conspiracy theories.
I make such a bad ghost.
I know. Again, you sound like a ghost getting a present. Like, ooh. It's like, yeah.
I'm really confident before I deliver it because in my head I'm like, this will be the ghost sound, and then it comes out and it's not right.
But you know what? That's the only way that you should be doing impressions is really bold and really wrong.
I should have a whole impressions shtick that I do, and they're just gonna be so bad.
Well, here's the thing. It's like, you know what people can do impressions? This is a quick side tangent, but you know what people are really good at impressions? And at first you're like, that's incredible. And then at some point for me, I go, I'm uncomfortable now. Like when the impression's too good, I would rather a horrible impression than probably a good impression.
Because sometimes really good impressions get like a little bit offensive where you're like, okay, shit, I get it. Like they just really lean heavy on like the one characteristic that somebody has.
Well, like the one girl, the new girl on Saturday Night Live, she did like a sketch with Aziz Ansari where she did like a really spot on Owen Wilson. And I was like, I don't like this. I was just like, I don't like, I mean, it's amazing. I don't like this though.
I need to see it. I haven't seen it.
You'll be upset. It's uncomfortable. But besides that, ghosts and conspiracy theories.
Ghosts and conspiracy theories. So I feel like I have the perfect environment right now for ghosts and conspiracy theories because I'm sitting in an SUV in the back seat with no lights on and just like the glow of my laptop like I'm telling a campfire story. It feels good to me.
That's great. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what you're bringing to the table, and I'm curious what you think about what I'm going to bring to the table on this topic.
Okay, so first things first, the way that I see it.
Yeah.
What do you think a ghost is?
A ghost? Oh.
What is, like, in your opinion, what is a ghost?
Okay.
What makes a ghost?
Well, I think a dead person makes a ghost.
But, like,
straight up.
Is it the spirit? Is it, like,
yeah.
Or is it, like, somebody stuck in limbo? Is it, like, people that haven't been able to cross over because
I think it's
they're like
I think it's a multitude of things. I think it's people who are stuck, who need to like accomplish something. I think it's someone that's like not accepting their death, for sure. I think it's people who have unfinished business, or some people that are just connecting with the people around them. I think it's like a multitude.
Yeah, what if you just want to pop by and say, hey?
Wouldn't you? I would
Yes,
love to.
Of course I would.
Yeah.
If I was a ghost, I would hunt the shit out of people all the time.
Hell yeah. Well, I'm going to be dead and bored? Hell no.
No, I'm not going to let any of you people go. I'm still going to be in your lives.
Yes.
Too damn bad. Have you seen a ghost?
Yes. Yes, I have.
When, where, how?
Okay.
Tell me everything. I live for this.
Okay, I will start our ghost podcast. Okay, so Brendan and I had for sure ghosts in our apartment in Toronto. And there was 2 areas for the ghosts. There were the ghosts in the kitchen, and then there were the ghosts upstairs. And Brendan was kind of like unsure about the ghosts until he had an experience personally with them in the kitchen where because I would always find the cupboards open and like weird little things in the kitchen. And one day Brendan was like, I had put a pot of because I was reading a lifestyle blog, and put a pot of citrus in boiling water to filter the house. And I went to work, and Brendan forgot about it, and it had boiled down completely. And all of a sudden, the fan turned on the oven, and we didn't even know that we could do that on the oven. But one of the ghosts turned on the oven fan.
Whoa!
Because in Toronto, a lot of apartments in Toronto, you just get things painted over. There's knobs you can't even, lights you can't even turn on anymore because they just it's rented. They just kind of so it's you can't even turn the fan on in the oven stove. You couldn't do it. It was just turned on. And Brendan was like, oh my God, I could have burnt the house down. The dogs would always look up the stairs at someone very specifically.
Oh my God.
Yes. And so Brendan was gone one day, and I was alone in the house, and I went to sleep, and I woke up, and there were 2 figures at the end of my bed. Not even lying to you. End of my bed. There was a tall man in a black suit and a woman in a black dress, and they were over.
You actually saw people? It
yes.
wasn't just a thing of whoa, what was it? You saw people? Holy shit.
Yes, and I am what they call a scaredy cat, but I was super calm. I didn't freak out. I was I felt very calmed and almost like they were looking over me to protect me.
Whoa.
And Vic was staring at them on the edge of the bed.
Come
yes.
on. That gives it's one thing so just from the stuff that I've been reading about how people can misinterpret seeing ghosts,
sure.
Because obviously no ghosts have ever been caught, they've never been able to be analyzed
right.
or whatever. It's there's so many reasons of why people would think that they've seen ghosts
sure.
and all this kind of BS, which I get because I feel I fully believe in ghosts, which I think makes me more susceptible
right.
to seeing ghosts because I'm a bit of a pussy when it comes to that stuff too. Nothing will freak me out more than the idea of seeing a ghost. When I'm home alone, I sleep with Frasier on.
Oh yeah, me too.
At a solid level.
Yeah.
Because the idea of hearing a sound and then having that backed up by your dog also acknowledging the sound, hell no.
And they were they stare. They were. It wasn't they were just they would go and look up the stairs and have reactions to what was going on in the stairwell. But yeah, I saw them for sure, and it was very comforting, and the energy was never scary, but the energy in the kitchen was always kind of uncomfortable. It was really uncomfortable.
Gosh.
Yeah.
So you think that they were different ghosts?
Yeah, I think so. Or maybe not, or maybe I was just misinterpreting, but for sure. I mean, the energy in our house, you could feel an energy in the house. And in my current house in LA, no ghosts. There's no energy in here, and it's you can feel that instantly.
Yeah, it's funny because our house in Vegas is the same way. Even so, when we moved into the house, because John gets really he thinks that I bring ghosts upon myself, and he cannot handle it. He's if there's a ghost in this house, it's your fault. You brought the ghost. It's on you. So we moved into the house and we saged our whole house.
Smart.
I think I mentioned that before on one of the other podcasts. But yeah, we just to get rid of any old energy and kind of for ghosts, but also just for energy, whatever. I think it's just a thing you do when you move into a house.
Right.
If you're also a person that's interested in crystals.
Oh, yeah.
It's all the same thing. So we saged our whole house. And yeah, I honestly feel our house, so I feel our house doesn't have anything bad or any kind of ghosts, good or bad.
Right.
But then my mom stayed with us one time. I a while ago, maybe like 6 months ago or 8 months, something like that. And she stayed in our bedroom downstairs, like on the main level, and she said she could have swore that there was a ghost in there. But I
No.
also think she said that, but I think my mom trips out even more than I do about ghosts.
Right.
And I think she might have imagined that because I feel like I've never seen or felt anything weird in our house. But the house that I grew up in, or not the one I grew up in because I moved so much, but the last house that I lived in with my mom before I moved out was 100% haunted. So it was in Ajax, Ontario, Canada.
Woo woo.
And yes. And it was a bungalow that had a full basement apartment that we
See,
ended
that's
up
terrifying.
renting.
That's terrifying already.
Yeah, so we would rent it out here and there. We would have people live down there, and then we wouldn't. Like we would go down there and still use the space. But it was me, my mom, and my brother. And at the time, my brother and I were like not close and like barely spoke to each other because we were in high school and like totally polar opposite human beings.
Right.
So we would like never talk, but our bedrooms faced each other. Like they were totally like the exact same thing, mirrored each other across from the hallway. And we would you would hear people like pacing up and down. It was like 3 stairs going down to our bedrooms. You would hear like pacing up and down
Terrifying.
the stairs, up and down the stairs all night, and then like this loud bang at like the top part of both of our bedroom doors. And we would both like open up the door and see each other in the hallway and just be like, ugh, like disgruntled to like talk to each other, not even like, hey, what the hell was that? But we would like both get up and like see each other in the hallway. We both
creepy.
heard like this loud bang. And we would hear like the dishwasher opening and like dishes moving around.
Ew.
Yeah, and I was down in the basement one time and I had a pop, and it like moved across the table like a couple inches.
No.
Yeah, it like moved down the table. So, but you always just had like this weird feeling that something was watching you. Like I had like my computer was set up in my bedroom, and I would always just feel like something was watching me or following me or
The
something.
energy, you feel it.
You so feel it. And I guess like at one point we had a dog, Lola at the time. My mom was in the shower and the dog was like just in the bathroom with her, and my mom could hear me like taunting the dog from the other side of the door, being like, Lola, come outside, come here, Lola. My mom's like, just open the door. The dog was going like ballistic. She's like, just open the door and take the dog. And then my mom walked out of the shower and I was sound asleep. I wasn't even there at all.
No.
Yeah. And then like one extra crispy, weird bit of information is that right before when I was 19 and moved out to LA, throwback to last week's episode, I was sleeping and woke up from, I mean, it was probably a dream. I'm not sure, but it was like somebody whispered in my ear, I'm coming with you. And my ear was like hot when I woke up from like somebody's breath.
Renee!
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yes, it is. No, thank you.
Yeah, but I never really had anything after that. Because yeah, I moved out to LA and I don't really remember anything like odd happening out there. But yeah, it was a real trip. And then, so my mom flew to LA with me when I was leaving, just to like make sure I got there safe. And my mom came home and saged our house then because she knew the house was haunted. My brother knew the house was haunted, and a lot of this stuff would happen between midnight and 3 o'clock in the morning.
Gross.
Which is like around what they call the demonic hour.
What?
That's like a real thing, that it's like the demonic hour.
Ew.
I don't think that this was necessarily like a negative energy, but it like definitely wanted to be noticed, I think. Like there was it was just like loud. Like you could, and I would have like girlfriends stay over at my house and not even say anything. And they're like, who is in your kitchen right now? Like who's walking up and down these stairs? Like a lot of other people heard it. Like it was definitely not just me and my family. It was very bizarre.
That is crazy weird.
Mm-hmm.
That is
nuts. I'm a firm believer in ghosts and apparitions.
Oh, me too. Absolutely. You feel the energy. Like we had a basement growing up and I was terrified. There was just something about it. I was like absolutely freaked out and I thought,
basements are awful. I hate basements.
They are. I rewatched Home Alone over Christmas and like I forgot that Kevin McAllister is terrified of the basement. And I'm like,
of course.
But I just was like, we're all kids just scared of the basement. But But I had a furnace room too, and I was like, that's where people go to get murdered. But
Oh, it's so weird that kids just have that idea. Like, I don't know where that comes from, because every kid believes that their basement once had a murderer in it.
Oh, sure.
Right?
And I think I said this on the podcast before, but I used to convince myself that a murderer was in the house, and I would pretend to be dead so that the murderer would come in and go, oh, I forgot I already murdered her.
I remember you saying that. It's so good.
But like I can easily freak myself out. Like if I'm walking the dogs and all of a sudden they want to turn around and go home really quickly, I'm like, they know there's a murderer out. They're trying to save me. We gotta go. They know I can't be attacked.
I can psych myself out like that bad too. Like last week, I was at home and John had left to go on the road, and I was upstairs and like went to bed pretty early. Like I would say like between 11 and midnight, which is like pretty early for me. And I was upstairs and heard something fall downstairs.
That's terrifying.
As if like a can or something like fell off of the counter, and like Blue instantly stood up and was like growling at the door and like trying to look like from the bed, like under the crack of my bedroom
terrifying.
door. It was what was an extra terrifying thing is that like normally, like I said, I put on Frasier and will like zone out and like at least not hear anything. My stupid Wi-Fi kicked out, and I couldn't even put on my TV.
Oh.
I was too afraid to go downstairs to reset my Wi-Fi, so I was left alone with my Sonos playing, or not even my Sonos, I couldn't use it because Wi-Fi, with my Spotify playing like nature sounds. It was awful.
Oh God. Well, Burger likes to do this thing called night walks, which is what we've just called it, where like we close the door, because if not, he will like at 3 a.m. just go and saunter around and cause mischief and bark, and I'm convinced I'm gonna get murdered. And it goes without saying that I'm not checking what the commotion is. Brendan must get up. I need to continue to pretend I'm sleeping just in case the murderer comes, and we have to check. But Burger will go on these night walks and just freak the absolute shit out of me.
I feel like I get up quicker than John does if I hear something.
Oh, really?
I can't remember what it was that happened in our house. I can't remember if it was a sound or maybe our alarm went off or something. But it must have been a sound or something, because if it was an alarm, he would have got up. But there was like a sound that I heard downstairs, and I'm like waking him up, trying to get him to go like check it out. But he was like so sound asleep and like dead to the world.
Oh.
So, but he ended up getting up with me. But yeah, I was like on it. I'm like, listen, I've got to get this thing sorted out.
Listen,
yeah, I think I can like, if I have somebody else there with me, I can nut up to the situation. If I'm by myself, hell, I need like I want a safe room. I want all the lights on. Okay. No way.
Let me tell you, you and I are hanging out. We hear a noise. You best believe I'm under the covers. Everyone for themselves. It's been nice knowing you. Absolutely. Goodbye. Good night. It's not.
Sayonara. No. Good riddance.
No, I can't even. I mean, yeah. But I'm all stranger danger all the time. Not open to new people. Absolutely not. No.
I usually am, but sometimes I feel like, I don't know, I'm generally overly friendly and like, I don't know.
We've established this. Yeah. Very kind. Yeah.
I need to start nipping it in the bud. I need to start being like a little more standoffish.
Well, yeah. I mean, I will say it's quite lonely over here too, but
but I feel like if I'm friendly with people, they're less. I feel like they're almost less inclined to want to kill you, because they're like, oh God, she made eye contact and had a conversation.
So do you think you think the murderer is going, you know what? I was gonna murder Renee, but she's just so goddamn nice.
No, I mean like it almost like puts them off that like you're not like afraid to talk to them. Maybe
what?
I don't know.
You know what?
Maybe
I wanted to murder her, but she got in the van so quick. I couldn't even.
She was just so willing.
Yeah, no.
What a nice girl. Who wants to sell her face on eBay? What about, where do you stand on aliens?
Listen, I was just about to say this with conspiracy theories. I've really gotten into them. I know way too much. I could talk a whole podcast on Scientology, that whole conspiracy, not conspiracy, I mean proven theory, but aliens for sure exist. Bill Clinton has admitted that they exist.
Yeah, this whole thing is so fascinating to me, especially like living out in Vegas. There's a lot of exploring I want to do, and there's a lot of things I want to get down to the bottom to.
Well, yeah, because you're kind of in the Mecca.
Yeah, I'm totally in the Mecca for it. There's a place, I think it's between Phoenix and Las Vegas. It's called the, um, God, is it called the
It's
Extraterrestrial Highway? That's what it is.
oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah, it's like this whole highway where I guess there's like,
Aliens.
obviously you're like you're more inclined to maybe like see a UFO or something. But also in Sedona again is that they have alien tours that they take you on that a girlfriend of mine went and did, and she said it was the best experience because they take you out in these like jeeps, and you get these binoculars that are like these super intense night vision crazy binoculars that will show you like beyond where planes fly.
Really?
And she said it was pretty crazy. I've never done it, and I don't know if you like do it and you're like, oh, whatever, it's bullshit, but something I'm kind of interested in knowing more about.
Oh, I'm so into it. Like I mean, I was watching a lot of stuff on YouTube to prep for this, I will say, but also I just do that
Yes.
normally. But there are for sure so many alien encounters. Like there's like this clip, I can't even I have to pull it up, but like you can check it on YouTube if you're listening, where like Bill Clinton basically admits that aliens exist, that the government has tons of information on it. And like there's so many accounts of people even in like Los Angeles like seeing things like flying overhead, and then the government's quick to say like, "Oh, we were just flying.
We
these
were
things."
testing out these.
Yeah, and it's like,
Yeah.
"No, you weren't." Like that's bizarre. It's crazy.
It's so crazy to imagine. So I read this book called Communion, and it's they did a movie. I think it's like in the 80s at the movie. I have not seen the movie, but I read the book. And it's an author. Like the guy is a legit author, and then he wrote this book based off of his experience. But he lived in Manhattan and then had a cabin like in upstate New York.
Okay.
And he went up with his wife and his son, and then two other friends that were also like scholars. Like they weren't like crazy like burnouts or anything. Like they weren't doing a bunch of drugs. And yeah, they were up at this cabin, and he has all these stories about these like different accounts of where he said that he was abducted, but he didn't know that that's what happened, but he had remembered like he had like other like recollections of seeing this like weird creature in his cabin. And then he said like his mood changed a bunch, and he was like totally
What?
like didn't want to talk to his family. He was like miserable, and he couldn't figure out what it was. And then it all kind of started to unfold for him what had happened. But there's like several different accounts of like this loud crack happened that everyone in the house heard, and like he got up, his wife got up, his friends that were there got up, and they all acknowledged that this crazy sound happened in this like really bright light, but they were like out in the forest, like in the middle of nowhere in New York.
Oh my god.
But yeah, there's like all these different accounts, and like this is coming from a guy who I can only assume, I mean, he's had like, not that you need to be a sane person to have published books, but that he like, he was doing some shit and was like a smart man.
That also
But yeah,
happened to Fran Drescher.
it did.
Yes. Fran Drescher.
What?
Yes. Yeah, I love how you did actual investigations, and I was like, celebrities who have kooky stories. Fran Drescher says that she was abducted by aliens, and her husband, who they were like I might be explaining this wrong, but they were like high school sweethearts or something, like the love of her life. They got separated. They came back. They have like similar scars and stories.
What?
Yes, they both were like, yeah, she thinks she was.
Wait, Fran Drescher does, or a friend of hers?
No, Fran Drescher and her soulmate, like, and her like lifelong partner, whatever. Yes, yeah, I will look it up right now. I just wrote.
That's crazy.
I just googled Fran Drescher alien, and I got something instantly.
Okay, tell me what it says,
Okay.
because this is crazy.
Okay, so Peter and I both saw aliens before we knew each other. So I guess her ex-husband now. So she goes, and I saw
So
aliens.
not her soulmate.
Well, yeah. And I both saw aliens before we knew each other, doing the same thing, driving on the road with our dads. We were both in junior high. A few years later, we met, and we realized that we had the same experience. I think that somehow we were programmed to meet. We both have the same scar in the exact same spot on our bodies.
Whoa.
Hmm.
That's in so even like with this book Communion, he talks about how once he had this adult situation happen where he thought he was abducted, it then triggered a bunch of other memories where he thought he had been abducted at several different points in his life to be like checked in on.
That's freaking crazy, and I believe it.
Yeah. And he said he like I don't want to like totally get the story wrong, but that he was like on a train somewhere with his sister and his dad, and like just it made me think of that when you said they were both traveling with their dad. And he thinks that it happened at one point when he was on this train, but his sister has zero recollection of it. It's all a total trip, but
I know.
Gosh, it's like to think of like the matching scars in the same story,
Crazy,
like
right?
what are the odds?
Now,
that's insane.
And then like to transition into another kind of conspiracy theory is the Mandela effect. Have you heard of this?
Okay. I have heard about this, and I've only recently heard about this.
Okay.
Okay, so the whole theory essentially is that a lot of people thought that Nelson Mandela died in the 80s, right?
Yes. Yes, so
he did not.
So basically the Mandela effect, it's like a parallel universe, or kind of like this sort of dips your toe a little bit into the concept of time travel. So it's saying that it's like a split in time where we remember things differently. So like things like people thought like Nelson Mandela had died. It was written in books that he had died, and he didn't. The Berenstein Bears is actually the Berenstain Bears. I remember it as Berenstein Bears. Absolutely no question.
I do too.
Like, what are you
Yeah,
even
I definitely
talking about?
remember Berenstein Bears.
Oscar Mayer? How do you think Oscar Mayer is spelled? Because it's like, remember that song? I wish it was an Oscar Mayer.
I wish it was an Oscar Mayer wiener.
Yeah.
Meyer.
Exactly. Yeah, my baloney has a first name, it's Oscar. My baloney has a second name, it's Meyer. Yeah.
What's the theory on it, that it's not spelled that way?
No, it's spelled, it says, in actuality, the famous brand of hot dogs and lunch meats is Oscar Mayer, but people have grown frustrated because they remember it as Meyer, which is how I remember it. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, no, it's not. Apparently. Same with the show isn't called Sex in the City. It's called Sex and the City. And I was like, I could be convinced either way. But it's Sex and the City. I thought it was Sex in the City.
I thought it was Sex in the City too, but I also never really watched that show, so I can't like say that I firmly have one on that. There was another one with that too. I think there's something with Forrest Gump when they say life is like a box of chocolates.
Yep.
And I can't remember. Do you know what the actual one is?
I'm looking at the huge list right now. Yes. Life isn't like a box of chocolates. It says, it seems that the majority of people confidently remember Forrest Gump stating that his mama always said life is like a box of chocolates. Well, it turns out that he actually said life was like a box of chocolates. Life was like a box of chocolates.
That doesn't even make sense.
Exactly. This is the Mandela effect. We're all screwed.
Yeah, but and there's also the other one in Star Wars where they say that he doesn't say, Luke, I am your father.
He doesn't.
What does he say?
He says, he actually says, no, I am your father.
Come on. Then how is everyone always going, Luke?
I know.
I am your father.
Yeah. And Mr. Rogers.
What?
And was Mr. Rogers American, or was it just Canadian?
I'm not sure. I think it was American too. I think it was like Fred Penner was just Canadian.
So he would sing "It's a Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood." It's actually "It's a Beautiful Day in This Neighborhood." Don't remember that?
Come on.
Yes.
These are like I just don't understand this alternate universe, parallel universe. Like it's so mind-boggling to imagine something being changed like that. Like the Star Wars one gets me kind of the most. Where it's like, what? And like, how were people saying that Nelson Mandela had died?
I know, and it's like documented in books. Like that's what's crazy. And also, like the big thing that got me was I thought Sinbad was in a movie called Shazam.
Yes, I had a conversation with somebody about this.
Yeah, and he wasn't.
Well, yeah, what was it called?
Shaquille O'Neal was in a movie called Kazam.
Kazam, yeah.
I remember specifically the poster of Shazam. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, a friend, I can't remember who I was talking to about this, but we were looking up, it might have been John, but I'm not sure. But we were like looking up the poster for it too, because when you look up Sinbad, it comes up with like almost like an Aladdin kind of poster or something, right?
Yes.
Something, it's so bizarre.
Another weird one is Jiffy peanut butter doesn't exist. It's called Jif.
So I have Jif peanut butter at home, and I used to always think it was called Jiffy too. Did it ever change names?
I don't know. It said that it never existed. It's weird.
It's so weird.
And the
I'm
Queen
trying to find,
in
like,
Snow
other
White.
Conspiracy theories.
Oh yeah, I can move on.
Yeah.
But like the Mandela effect, I'm obsessed with. Like, and also
I'm all about it.
The Queen in Snow White never even says "mirror, mirror on the wall." She doesn't say that.
How is that?
Like,
how?
It's crazy. What? Yeah, she doesn't say that.
How
she
is
says
it possible
magic mirror
for
on
somebody
the wall.
to like?
Dude, there's so many. If you're listening and you're interested, Google it. You will have your mind blown. Another
so
huge conspiracy
this has got to be one of like the newest conspiracy theories, right?
Pardon?
Like I feel like this is like a pretty new conspiracy theory.
Did you say a beginner conspiracy theory? Sorry, you're just breaking up a little bit.
Oh yeah, I know. I was trying to search something and I feel like my phone's being weird. No, I was saying this is like a fairly new conspiracy theory, right?
I can't hear you. You're breaking up.
Is my phone taking a total shit? No.
Hey guys, it's a couple days later from where we left off. Renee, do you want to explain what happened? We're back. Do you want to explain what happened, Renee?
So, I mean, as I kind of gave some information earlier on in the podcast, I was in Hidalgo, Texas, recording from a van, from like a kidnapper's van.
Yes.
With my laptop, with my phone. It was a whole CIA product. It was just too much happening, and then it eventually all fell apart on me. We lost connection. Stacey and I couldn't talk anymore, and so we had to close the chapter on that. But here's my theory. Well, I mean, maybe it was a bit of a conspiracy theory. We were going good. We went 40 minutes strong, and then it just died.
True.
Another weird thing is that, so we had the rental car that I was recording in.
Right.
Was this like 2018 brand spanking new GMC Acadia, which is a very nice car.
That's a lot of information I would never compute.
No, me neither. But like, if they want to sponsor me a car, I'll take it.
Oh, me too. Me too.
I love it. It's such a nice car. But every time we were driving, we would set the temperature, and then all of a sudden it would just start blowing gusts of cold air at us like a ghost.
Dude.
And this, so I was the first person to drive this rental car. I had to peel off the brand new stickers and stuff in it.
Yeah.
And there was 3 or 4 different points during our like couple days in Texas that it smelled like someone lit a cigarette in there. Like it smelled like there was somebody smoking in the car. Like I don't know if it was like coming from the hood or whatever, but yeah, it was very weird.
That is
odd.
strange.
Yeah, it was just, I kept getting it. Like, I'm super sensitive to cigarette smell.
Ugh, me too.
And yeah, for a second I was like, did somebody flick their cigarette out the car and it got into like the hood of our car or something? But I don't know what happened. But yeah, it smelled like somebody was smoking. Lots of cold gusts. I kept trying to adjust it, and there was just like this constant weird breeze happening.
Really? See, did the
So
car
I'm
have
just-
an energy?
I think that we might have conjured something.
We might have. I mean, it was dark where you were. I couldn't really see you. It was all very scary stuff.
Very ghoulish.
Very ghoulish. Almost like Now and Then when they conjure that spirit.
Oh my God! Yes, when they're in the cemetery and that
Yes.
old man comes down. Oh my gosh,
So
that old
sad.
man is like kind of almost like the old man from Home Alone. They kind of have the same thing, right?
Yeah.
It's creepy old man that ends up being great.
Let me tell you, as a child, I thought that creepy old man was great from the beginning because if the elderly make me cry and I feel so sad instantly. That old man, just thinking about him, I am welling up when he's like,
Oh my gosh!
when
What?
he's like,
What?
I had to leave a school choir because we would sing. Well, first of all, I got kicked out of the choir because I couldn't sing, and they were like, "You got to go." But I would get too emotional because we would go into old age homes and sing, and they'd be like, "Are you my granddaughter?" And I'd be like, "I can't handle this," and I would bawl.
No.
Yeah, I had to stop going. I had to stop
my
singing to the elderly.
gosh.
But that old man, when he's like, "I haven't talked to my son," and Kevin's like, "You should," and I'm like, "Oh God."
One time I went to this is my mom's ex-boyfriend's mother. I think I was young. I was like 12 or something. I'm not really sure why I was at this old woman's retirement home, but she was like dying. But she was like out of it and this was like my first time meeting her, and I walked in and she thought that I was an angel and she wouldn't stop looking at me.
Terrifying.
It was
what a nightmare.
so scary.
What
like
a
it
nightmare.
really kind of scarred me as an adult.
How could it not? How simply can it not?
Like this old woman dying, wanting me to like hold her hand because she thought that I was an angel. No, thank you.
That's too much for a 12-year-old. It's too much
Yes.
for a 27, 37, 47-year-old.
Anybody. Nobody wants that kind of pressure.
Hell no. No.
Okay, so what was the Elvis theory that you wanted
Yes.
to drop some knowledge on?
So I know you are a music fan, and I enjoy Elvis.
Love Elvis.
Yeah. So I was looking at conspiracy theories, and just as we got cut off last time we recorded, there is this conspiracy theory that Elvis is still alive, or that like his death was not real. And there are photos of him in Graceland where like someone took a photo, and you can see Elvis like in a hotel, or he's like in the hotel, not hotel. I don't know why I keep saying that, in one of the rooms in Graceland. And this is like before Photoshop. It was like verified to not be tampered with, and it fully looks like Elvis.
So I feel like if Elvis were not alive, or sorry, if he were alive, that why would he be hanging around in Graceland? So do you think like that's of course where he like? I feel like if you wanted to just go away, you like do like a Johnny Depp thing and go by your own island and just go like F off, and nobody knows where you are, but to like stay in Graceland and like be visible, like that seems like not a great move. I'm sure Elvis was a, kind of smart dude.
There's also a guy, I feel like I'm getting all of this information wrong, but let me see. There was also like this guy who claimed to be Elvis, and he did like a lie detector test, and it came back accurate.
No. Did he look like Elvis?
Kind of.
Or was it like that Simpsons episode with like Michael Jackson in jail?
I think it was like a genetic test or something, and it was confirmed. Yeah, it's crazy. Like I'm looking it up right now so I can get like, but apparently like this one guy thinks, a conspiracy theorist believes that Elvis has been alive, and he went into hiding because he was getting death threats. And yeah, it's crazy.
Could you imagine if that did resurface, that Elvis has been alive this whole time? Like, because it's not like he's still making a ass ton of money. He's got all this stuff going on that like it's not like he needs to be around, like still, especially if he's like living like super low key, or like living somewhere like weird, like some like weird back lot in Graceland or like in Memphis somewhere.
Because first they said he died from a heart attack. Then it changed to prescription overdose. Like these are just some of the things I've read. I mean, like, I don't know. These are all probably crazy conspiracy theorists, crazy people. But it's like first he died of this. Oh, wait, no, he died from this. And then it was like another theory surfaced that he like killed himself. But like it's just very unclear. It's believed that the casket, like his body in the casket, was a wax dummy by some conspiracy theorists. Not all. Like I went deep on this one. But there's these creepy photos, and it's like that's Elvis in Graceland.
What the, like, it's just him like in a hotel room, or him like walking in the streets and stuff?
Well, no, the photos I saw were just him. Let me see if I can find them. Then there's like videos, like there's this video from like, it says possible Elvis sighting from 2016. It's just like,
no!
Yes, girl, yes!
Are these like the like Bigfoot videos?
Yeah, no, it's like just like a man walking. Like I was gonna just play it, but then I was gonna freak myself out again. Yeah. So, I mean, like, there's a lot. Like, there was this one conspiracy video I was watching, and it was like, it's crazy. Like, what's this one that's gonna? Anyways, he's apparently still alive. I easily believe it. It's just crazy.
I would love to be. I'm gonna have to get you to send me these links because I want to believe that Elvis is still alive. I love the idea of somebody just pulling the wool over everybody's eyes for decades.
Yeah.
Pretending that they're dead, and they're just like, no, I just like him over all you assholes. Leave me alone.
I think it's also like another conspiracy theory is like he was kind of not as popular anymore, and he wasn't really dealing with that well, and was just like, screw this. Yeah,
Bold
I got it.
move.
I got. Yeah, but the one photo is crazy because it's like, it looks like him. Like,
Like,
yeah.
is he like Fat Elvis in it?
Yeah, man.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, there's so many videos. I'm looking at them now. I'll send them all to you. But it's like, guys, if you're listening to this, look them up. There's like possible Elvis sighting at Graceland here and here and here and here. Like, there's so many videos because now with like social media and everyone's phone, they're believing that he lives at Graceland. He like walks around.
That's so insane, especially if he like, well, I guess if you're like looking at the video and you're like, no, like that's him, it looks like him. Gosh, I was just in Memphis like a couple weeks ago too.
Did you go to Graceland?
I've never been to Graceland, but well, I've been outside Graceland because the first time that I was there, I went to Sun Studios and I did the whole tour in Sun Studios,
Cool.
Which is so cool. Having like just some of the best from like Roy Orbison and obviously Elvis, just the best people there recording. And then I drove to go to Graceland, but they were closed, so you couldn't get in to like check everything out. So I haven't actually got to go in and scope out the whole thing. But could you imagine going there and like paying like whatever your $15 to get in, and you like see Elvis like sweeping somewhere?
How creepy would that be? How creepy. And I believe it because, here's the photo. I just found it right here. The photo is like him for sure, undeniable, him just like hanging out at his house, and someone took the photo through a door.
And you don't think that it's photoshopped?
No, I do not. I will send it to you while you talk about your conspiracy theory,
Okay.
and then we'll come back to it. I'll send it to you right now.
Okay.
And look it up, guys. It's crazy.
So my conspiracy theory, and I've read a book about this and watched a documentary, is about the mole people that live in New York City.
Whoa.
Do you know about this?
I have heard about this. Let's
Okay.
get into this.
So the idea, and there's a book just called Mole People, and I think that the documentary is called the same thing, or anyways, I think you can find it on Netflix, or you can Google it and find out the exact name of it. But yeah, there's these people that live in the abandoned subway systems in New York City. Yeah, there's these people, and like even so in the documentary, it shows them, and they'll find like these like water. Like where there's like a water pipeline or whatever, and they will like bust it so they have like a shower there. They all have like their homes and like the different carts that have been there as like subway carts. And then the other theory that's like adds another layer on that. It's like, okay, so these could just be homeless people that have, made their way into the city. I mean, it kind of makes sense. It's freezing cold there. I couldn't even imagine that smell of just like dead rats and garbage and BO and awful. But then there's people that have apparently had children down there, and there's people that have been born in these subway systems that have never been up to the surface.
What?
So they have like what they call like their runners, and they're the people that will go up like a Ninja Turtle at night and go up and like gather the stuff that they need, like all the different supplies and stuff that they need for down below. And then there's these
crazy.
people that have just been, so they've been in these like dark, dank spaces their entire lives, and apparently like their eyes are not adjusted, like their eyes are like big and beady. They're obviously super pale and white. Like, isn't that crazy to imagine that? Like,
yeah. What a pure nightmare. And I believe it absolutely.
I believe it too. I mean, New York City has some like shifty stuff going on no matter what, but it makes sense that if you can get down there and get through the subway systems and you're homeless, and that seems like your best bet. I mean, I guess that's what you're going to do, right?
But have people not gone down to try and find this?
So that's what the documentary is on. So there's a documentary that actually shows this. It shows the people, but so the documentary basically shows that yes, it's homeless people living down there. They've got their carts, their situations, the busted pipeline and whatever. But I'm wondering about this extra layer of the people that have been born down there that have never been up to the surface. Because in the documentary, it's basically just homeless people living in abandoned subways.
Now now in this documentary, are they like going up during the day and then going back down at night?
No.
They just live there constantly.
I think there's still like just a couple people that go up and take care of the business and come back down. But the documentary is not very long, and it's kind of hard to see. Like I'm pretty sure the whole thing's in black and white. It was years ago that I watched this. But
Crazy.
yeah, it's pretty gnarly.
That That is a deep one. I love how I'm like, Elvis might still be alive. Like, wouldn't that just be crazy? And you're like, there's this underground society.
Well, what about there's that horror movie, not The Descendants.
No, you love horror movies.
I
gonna tap
love
out.
them. I love them so much.
No,
But
thank you.
Gosh, I wish that I had the name of this one right. Oh, I have the picture from you right here.
This is the Elvis picture. Renee is seeing the Elvis picture for the first time, everyone.
It does look like Elvis, but why is he wearing those like weird glasses inside?
Because it was the 70s.
Touche.
It was the 70s. That's Elvis, right?
Yeah.
Come on.
That's
Come on.
Elvis. That's Elvis. The lighting and stuff's a little questionable though.
But come on.
I don't know. The lighting, I'm not. It looks,
Are you joking me?
I'm not. I
Okay,
don't
so-
know.
Wait. So okay, guys. I need to put context of what's going on right now. Renee believes there is a mole society with weird eyes and like never seen the sun. I'm showing her proof that Elvis is still alive with a photo.
No.
And you're saying this lighting seems suspect.
The lighting is suspect, and yes, I can see his face, and it looks like he's having like a beverage and maybe reading a newspaper or something.
Yes.
But like, it's the reflection on the back that either like it looks like it's a wrought iron gate that must be on the
wallpaper. It looks like wallpaper to me.
It could be wallpaper. I kind of thought it was a shadow of a wrought iron gate.
We'll include this.
It'll be on the website. We'll put it up because otherwise people aren't going to know what the hell we're talking about. But
Yeah,
I'd like people
totally.
to go on and look at this and weigh in the comment section about what you think about this Elvis picture. But no, I do think that there's mole people, and I think there could be. I mean, think of how many different big subway systems there are around the world.
Of course.
There's different nations of the mole people.
That's crazy.
It's insane, but also smart. I can't say that I hate it. I think like, hey, do what you got. It's the idea of the people that have been born down there and now.
That's the crazy
Yeah.
thing to me.
Could you imagine seeing like if you had never seen daylight ever before and just lived like, how far down do the subways go? I'm not even sure how many
Couldn't
like
even tell
stories
you.
down they go. Because I guess like the original ones they had to like build above those ones, and there's ones that are lower.
Crazy.
Which is where the mole people live, yeah. What about, okay, so I mentioned Bigfoot for a second.
Yes.
Do you believe in Bigfoot?
I don't know. I mean, like, again, I am a sucker. Like, I love this stuff. I'm easily swayed. Like, you watch Ancient Aliens, and I'm like,
Oh my
everything you
God.
say about the Denver airport is correct.
Have you been to the Denver airport?
No, but you obviously
my
have. Yes.
God. It's
So-
insane.
Did you have the feeling like you're going to, like, die?
No, I didn't have a feeling like I was going to die. But so when I first went to the Denver airport, I had no idea that it had all these conspiracy theories wrapped around it. And so they have, let me just Google it so that I can get all the facts here. Denver airport.
Listen, Denver airport, we could also do a conspiracy theory part 2. I mean, I feel like there's going to be volumes of this because there's just so
there's
much
just
to
so
unpack.
many of them. Okay, so yeah, there's this big horse statue outside that has the red eyes through it.
And it killed the owner that made it.
Why is that there? Why is that there?
The person who was paid to make that horrifying statue was killed by the statue.
What the hell?
Yes, all the artwork, the demonic artwork around the Denver airport.
The artwork is so off-putting when you're walking through there. But
Ugh.
okay, so just like the first thing I'm reading here, so when they started building the Denver airport, they went 16 months behind schedule, and they went $2 billion over their budget. And one of the theories is that that's where they have like kind of like the safe house protection stuff for the president.
Believe it.
I believe it 100%. Apparently their runway is in the shape of a swastika.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
And the airport's dedication stone has the imagery from a secret society on it, saying that they built it, and like it looks like it's a Freemason one from what I'm looking at right now.
It's terrifying. I love how you said that with such confidence, as if you have like a PhD in this stuff. I believe this is from a secret society. My instinct is the Freemasons, but
So I bought this book years ago about all the different secret societies.
What? I need that book.
Yeah, it's great. And
Oh
it
my
just
God.
has, there's so many layers and overlapping. Yeah, it's the Masonic
Here's the
symbol
thing.
that's on there.
Because this reminds me of like, and like, I don't want to get in trouble, Illuminati. I respect you guys. Please don't come at us. We're just nice. We're just nice girls who
Just a
wanna
couple
have fun
gals
lives.
having a good time.
Just a couple gals, but like the Illuminati is like super crazy too, like, and their relation to celebrities is
Yes.
crazy. And which, I mean, we're
Why
gonna
is it with celebrities? I think because the idea is that, it's the elite of the elite, but some celebrities are idiots.
but also that they use these celebrities to like cover up things that are happening. Like they
Right.
say, I was watching this one video, and I'll post all the links on the site or whatever that we use. But it said one of the conspiracy theories, and again, this is a theory, is that like when Caitlyn Jenner was on the cover of Vogue, like all these horrific kind of like bills passed in government, and like all this kind of stuff happened that day. But it was like the theory is like Caitlyn Jenner is part of Illuminati, and she was there to like distract us from what was going on in the world. And that, I mean, reminds me of Beyonce, because today, like, Donald Trump's doing a lot of horrible
There's
things.
a lot of crazy things going
And-
on in the world right
and
now.
Beyonce, who's supposed to be in the Illuminati, today when
Constantly
they're-
throwing up that Hove sign.
Yep. And then, so today, like, Donald Trump announced, like, the Supreme Court, and everyone's really upset. And then there was, like, there's so many issues I won't even get into. Like, that happened today. That's horrible. And all of a sudden, Beyonce's like, I'm having twins. And now CNN's like, breaking news, Beyonce's pregnant with twins. Is she there to distract? I don't know. Conspiracy theory.
Here's what I have to say on that is that I think of all of the conspiracy theories we've talked about, that's the one that I am most into. That I believe it. It makes the most sense.
Absolutely.
It's the only way to get stuff done. I mean, when you think about like what I guess like they call like the fourth wall of stuff that we don't know about. I mean, think of the information, especially right now in like the world we're living in, of like just being inundated with information that's awful and terrible news. Whichever side you end up looking at it, there's so much information. But yeah, that's from what we're being told.
Yeah.
Could you imagine the stuff that's like not being told to us? And like that's where like this elite group of people come in that are just sweeping stuff under the rug or throwing Beyonce to the wolves.
And all of a sudden Beyonce posts that photo, and it's kind of like semi-religious. It kind of just looks like very like angelic, and it's like I was just like, the Illuminati. Like I was like, ooh. Like it's crazy. Isn't that crazy?
It's so crazy.
Think about the Kardashians.
So I
had
not heard the one. I had not heard the one about Caitlyn Jenner, but that actually makes like perfect sense. It's like this big distraction for people to just like refocus their attention, and especially, I mean, the ridiculous world that we live in today, where everyone's so celebrity obsessed.
Yeah.
And, especially now when there's so much horrible happening, it's easier to go, oh, okay, all this terrible things are happening. Anyways, tell me more about Beyonce, because my brain can compute that information a hell of a lot easier.
When CNN breaking news, like on Twitter, CNN breaking news.
That's how I got the
tweeting-
information too.
Exactly. And I was just like, I was watching Sean Spicer on CNN because, I do that now. No. But I was just like, oh my God, like this is like plays into the conspiracy theory that I was listening to about the Illuminati and like how everyone's kind of involved. It's crazy.
And Kanye West is supposed to be involved too,
of course,
right?
come on.
Of course he is.
All the breakdowns. I mean when you go into these conspiracy sites, they really do kind of. I mean, they make it seem like
they sync up.
They sync up. It's crazy, you guys.
They sync up, and it all makes sense. Like I mean, yeah. Even when you like think, I mean, maybe I'm getting like too into this, but I mean, when you look at like the Kardashians, and then you want to go back to like the OJ stuff, and like getting into like there's so much stuff of like this like high society people, and the information that we're not actually getting.
Also, this is
my mind is blown right now.
I know.
My mind is blown.
I know. I'm like, it's a scary little world to like dip your toe into, and I love a conspiracy theory. Ancient Aliens is also a great show if you're listening and looking for more.
Ancient Aliens is the best.
We're gonna have to do another conspiracy theory episode, because like there's just so much. I feel like doing ghosts and conspiracy theories together was tough.
It was tough.
I mean, it's a tough sandwich.
We bit off a little bit more than we could chew, but I mean, I'm into talking about this stuff all day, every day. I love conspiracy theories.
If you like this, you have to tell us. We'll do another one.
Because I would love to. I would like. You know what would be cool is to, and that's when we can bring on like another conspiracy theorist that can just nail down the hard facts.
Yes, that's what. And like, yeah. So we'll think of more. We'll get our guest on, who's like just a huge theorist. But like, it's kind of crazy. And also, this is like not really a conspiracy theory, but there is a theory going around that Khloe Kardashian is her actual dad is Lionel Richie. And if you look up Sophia Richie,
they look exactly the same. Oh my God.
The same. That's a regular girl hot tip. Google that right now. It's crazy.
I mean, there's been so much stuff about poor Khloe Kardashian, who's also the best Kardashian, FYI.
Hands down, best Kardashian.
And like, you know what? If I were her, I'd be like, you know what? Screw you all. I am out of here. I'm going to go live with Lionel Richie because he seems like he really has his shit together.
Yeah. And also, like, I'm Khloe Kardashian. My bod is out of control amazing. I'm
great.
Super cool and effortless. Not effortless. Much effort.
Not effortless.
I just want to be a fly on the wall. This is not even a conspiracy theory, but I just want to be a fly on the wall when they get ready. I just want to know the amount of layers.
That is a conspiracy theory. I feel like that tags on.
They're wearing Spanx. You can't tell. Where are they putting the Spanx?
I've never worn Spanx because it just seems like I've never worn them. I'm too afraid of them.
Oh, that was my heart breaking.
I'm afraid of them. I feel like they stress me out. I'm all about comfort before, and I love fashion. But I like finding fashion that's also still comfortable. And if something is not working that I have to wear Spanx, I have to bow out. I can't do it.
Are you okay?
It seems so uncomfortable. Are they so uncomfortable? Can you not breathe?
Yes, that's how I have to wear formal wear. Again, I can't do flouncy. Someone asked me what my style was, and I said very strategic.
I saw something the other day. I've been like going insane trying to find stuff to wear for WrestleMania and Hall of Fame and whatever. And I was like on this website, and it was called like the flouncy jumpsuit, and it made me laugh. I thought about you when I saw it.
You know what? I'm going to send you some WrestleMania ideas that I have, just style-wise, what I would wear.
Send them my way. Send them my way.
I have been wearing Spanx for years. Like at Second City, I wore like 2 pairs a night. Like I am a Spanx girl. And that could be a whole topic of just undergarments. That may just be one that we talk about, getting ready.
I would love that because I am actually wearing a bra. Oh no, I changed it. I was wearing this other bra that's like it has like padding in it. It's so horrible because my boobs look gigantic in it. I've really gotten into sports bras. I'm getting over everything. I just wear sports bras all the time now.
I just want to explain our outfits again. I like to do this every week before we go. Renee's just in a beautiful poncho. And I'm not even saying that sarcastically. When you logged on, I went, that is a stunning poncho. Okay?
It is a very nice poncho. I do love it.
Your necklace is delicate but nice. You got a nice shirt. I think it's a band shirt because we were talking about this. Yeah.
It's Neil Young and Crazy Horse.
I'm wearing a sports bra I got from Forever 21 that's killing me in all the places. Let me tell you, spoiler alert, large is not large enough. Let me tell you.
Large is not working.
I'm wearing one of my 6 gray sweatshirts, my lady prison garb, that I wear all the time. And
gray sweatshirt on.
Because I cut my hair short and I don't know what to do with my hair. It is in a Pebbles pony, and I look disgusting. So
no, you have great eyebrows. I've really honed in on them during this podcast. Yeah,
thank you.
Your eyebrows are really great.
I really want Brooke Shields' eyebrows.
Who doesn't?
I know.
They're
I overplucked them.
Great.
Yeah. Thank you.
No, they don't look overplucked at all. They look great. What a brow.
I think I filled them in last night, and they just didn't come off because I didn't wash my face last night. Spoiler alert.
Guess what I'm going to do in a couple weeks?
What?
Microblading.
Microblading?
Yeah, I'm going to do it.
Holy, that is a regular girl goddamn exclusive right there. She didn't even tell me that. I get to know everything.
I had been thinking about it for a little while. We're getting way off topic of the podcast. But I've been thinking about it for a little while, and one of the makeup girls with WWE is getting certified in a couple weeks, so I'm going to put her on the job.
Okay, well, we're gonna need to see before and afters on this.
Definitely. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll post them on my Instagram. It'll be all over. Yeah, I'm very excited about it.
I'm worried. Is it gonna hurt?
Yeah, apparently it hurts like a son of a bitch.
You know what we should do next week or something? That the topic should be like primping, like just like
great.
all the things we do.
Yeah, I would love to do that.
And when I say all the things we do, I mean all the things Renee does that I don't know anything about. You wax, like, you know what I mean? Like, all I do is, like, I turned 30 and got a beard. That's the only thing I can really talk about. But
yeah, I would love to do that. I love disclosing that information to people.
Sure.
I love giving people all of the details. I don't like to hide behind it and be like, oh, no, I'm just like that. It's like, no, man.
No, I turned 30 and I was like, what's happening in my body? And then I heard Adele say that she shaves her face, and I was like, I'm not alone. I also need
that really picked up a lot of speed, the shaving of the face.
Well, again, we're really off topic. We'll talk about it next week. But yeah, facial shaving, I mean, I've looked a lot into, but my friends think I'm bananas for thinking that it would work.
Okay, well, now we've just determined what next week's episode will be all about primping. We're going to delve deep into all this stuff. I'm going to make a list of all the bullshit I've spent money on to try to look average.
Yes. Oh my God, Renee, I'm not even going there with you right now. With the glitter jacket and the band shirt, you know what I'm going to try and do? I'm going to pick a Renee outfit from the week, and then I'm going to try and do it in my life and see how it goes.
That would be amazing. I would love that. That would be a fun experiment. That's like, there was this one girl on BuzzFeed that she went and tried on the same jeans in like 5 different stores to see how different their mirrors and lighting were, and what a damn ruse that is. It's crazy.
Really?
Yeah, it's a trip. It's nuts. It's
cool. Oh my God. I'm obsessed with that stuff. Because
it's very interesting.
Yeah, we'll talk about this next week, but I'm really getting into the lifestyle style bloggers, and they're really pissing me off. Because
they get everything.
I know.
They get everything.
I know. It's bothering me.
It's insane. They go to like the Victoria's Secret fashion shows, and they're like backstage, like curling people's hair. Like, what the frig?
I know. And it's like, you can't dress like that all the time. I mean, like, I'll take one of your outfits and try and place it in my real life. You'll already have accomplished my style because it's called pajamas. And that'll just kind of be, but we'll get into it for primping. That's going to be exciting.
Primping's next week.
Is there any other conspiracy theory for part 1 that we need to talk about that we didn't?
Not that I can think about, but I think like the idea of coming back and doing another round of it is great. Because there's so much stuff that we obviously missed and didn't fully get to. So yeah, we'll kind of close the books on part 1 of this, and then we'll kind of see where to go from there, because I would love to do, like kind of a regular check-in on conspiracy theories, specifically the Illuminati stuff.
Oh my God, Illuminati for sure. And if you guys have conspiracy theories we have to check out, let us know. And
please.
Yeah, because I'm so into this.
And also let us know if you guys know of a good conspiracy theorist that we could have on the show.
Oh my God, such a good ask, Renee.
Yeah. People have a lot of answers, so you might as well ask them the questions.
What's the host of Ancient Aliens again? What's his name?
George Tuscalopoulos or something.
Is it? No, what's the other guy? Oh,
the guy with the crazy hair?
Huh?
The guy with the crazy hair, right?
Yeah, well, who's the guy?
He follows me on Twitter. I wonder if I can get him on.
Really? Yeah. And who's the other guy, the conspiracy theorist with the ponytail?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure his name.
Do you know what I'm talking about, right?
I know who you mean. I'm just thinking of I just keep thinking of like the guy with the crazy hair and the insane tan.
Yeah. George. Okay,
He's in high demand though. He goes
Jesse
to like
Ventura. Conspiracy theories with Jesse Ventura.
Of course. Yes. He's big into those. Oh gosh.
Listen, Jesse, we know you're listening. Regular Girl Hot Tip, send us a line. We want you on the cast, bro.
Please drop us a line.
All right, that's it. I mean, like,
yeah, that's it. We got to pick up where we left off. We're done. And next week you can catch us. We're going to cover everything from primping, beauty, all that crap that we do to make ourselves look nice for everybody else.
Yeah. And so I'm going to finish this podcast right now, shave my face, take some notes, and we'll talk next week.
Thanks for joining us, guys. Let us know more conspiracy theories, and we'll cover them.
Yeah. Bye. Do your ghosting to end it. Just do the ghosting. Oh, someone's muffler needs to be checked. Bye.